Alright guys, let's clear out some bullshit, shall we? Because the fitness industry doesn't make it easier for us. So, if you are here to find out those 3 supplements, I'm gonna show them straight away. I'm not gonna waste your time. So, number 1, multivitamins. Number 2, vitamin D3. And number 3, creatine. That's it. If you want an additional one, I'll tell you right now, ZMB, which is zinc, magnesium, and B6. If you have these, that's it. You don't need anything else. Bye bye. But if you want to find out more about these supplements, why I recommend them, why I take them, and what kind of effects had for me, then stick around because I'm gonna go through all that in the next couple of minutes. So let's start with multivitamins. Why the hell do you need multivitamins? Well, number 1, I don't care if you eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits and stuff like that. No matter what you say, they are not as they used to be. The way they grow them nowadays, the way they treat them, spray them, this, that and the other, they don't have the same nutrition as 50, 60 years ago when our grandparents, for example, used to grow them in their private gardens and stuff like that. So because of that, that's why I recommend you to take a multivitamin, because the nutrition being a bit more deficient nowadays, it's good to kind of cover up all the deficiencies you might have in your diet, because, you know, as I said, number 1, the food is different. Number 2, you might be stressed, and that actually also makes the body to consume a lot of vitamins. Or maybe your nutrition is just crap. You eat a lot of sugar, a lot of processed foods, and that comes with the risk of being malnourished. So if you want to, cover those deficiencies, that's one good way to do it. But do not go to these whatever supermarkets and buy the cheapest one possible, because number 1, you're gonna waste your money, and number 2, you're just gonna pee all those vitamins. They're not gonna be absorbed. So I'm not recommending any brand in particular. This is the one I'm taking now from Olympus, but there are so many options out there, and you can definitely find in them if you do a bit of research. But just don't go for the cheapest one, go for a good quality one, quality brand, trusted brand, and that's how you're gonna make sure that you get all your vitamins and all your minerals in your diet. Okay, number 2, vitamin D3. Why should you take vitamin D3, especially if you are in the northern hemisphere? A lot of the times we don't have enough sun. We work in offices, we are mostly indoors, and not to mention for a big part of the year there is no sun, especially over here in the UK and other Nordic countries. So what ends up happening, because we synthesize our vitamin D3 from being exposed to the sun. Not just your face, not just your arms, not just your legs, but the more skin you expose to the sun, the better the vitamin D3 synthesis will be. So technically what I would recommend is, if you don't want to take a supplement and you have access to sun, you have to wear like a bare minimum. So let's say like swimming trunks, and that's how you can expose yourself to the sun. 15 minutes on one side, 15-20 minutes on one side, 15-20 minutes on the other side, when the sun is at its strongest. Not in the morning, not in the evening or stuff like that. Midday, 15 minutes, 20 minutes on both sides, that's it. That's gonna be just enough for you to synthesize a healthy amount of vitamin D3. But if you are struggling to get sun, then vitamin D3 is the one I recommend. There's also a vegan option, which is vitamin D2. Vitamin D3 is basically made from sheep's wool. How they extract it, I don't know, but that's what it's made from. It's not as good quality as vitamin D3. So vitamin D3, just take that. I would suggest at least 1000 IUs per day. I personally take 2000, but you do your research and you want to take the right amount for you. Maybe even speak to your doctor and get your levels checked. But if you do the research, there's a lot of problems which can arise from being vitamin D3 deficient, and then you can get a lot of benefits from taking vitamin D3. Most people probably know vitamin D3, that you can take it with calcium, and that will enhance the calcium absorption, but that's not the only reason why you should take it. It has so many effects in the body. It's actually more of a hormone rather than a vitamin. So do your research, start taking vitamin D3, and you will feel so much better. Better sleep, better mood, better recovery, and ultimately what we are looking for, better gains. All right, and number 3, as I said, creatine. Here I get a lot of questions all the time. Is it creatine safe? Is it efficient? Should I take it? Should I not take it? I would say if you are a beginner, maybe wait. I would say just try to max out what you can do without using it. Then if you hit a wall and you want to get past to that wall, then I would suggest taking some creatine. Is it safe? Unless you have some kidney issues, then I would suggest staying away from creatine. But if you are perfectly healthy, as long as you drink enough water, you should be safe. 2 things I want to add. Make sure that the creatine is actually micro-ionized. What that means, they basically process the creatine to be a bit more fine, so the grain of creatine will be more fine than the other ones, and that will increase its mixability, and it will be absorbed better when you take it in your body. And also make sure the creatine is from Creapure, because a lot of brands out there, they don't use Creapure creatine. What's the difference between Creapure and the other things, other brands? Is Creapure is German made, it's tested, and it's very pure. You don't know what they use in other companies in order to process the creatine and stuff like that, and a lot of the times the research has shown that the other types of creatine might have heavy metals and stuff like that. So you don't want that in your body 100%, you want to stay away from it. And as I said, I will give you like a bonus supplement, ZMB. ZMA is pretty much the same thing. It's zinc, magnesium, and B6. So all these 3 minerals and vitamins work very well together, and I recommend you take this before sleep because it has a very strong effect on your testosterone levels. So it's actually a very good testosterone booster. The research shows that zinc, magnesium, and B6 work very well together and actually enhance your recovery, enhance your sleep, enhance your sexual life. So what's there not to like about that? Oh yeah, so that's basically it. I hope these tips are very useful. As I said, don't get caught up in this fluff which the fitness industry throws at you and tries to get your money, obviously. Just stick with the basics, eat well, train hard, stay consistent, and you will get the results you want. And like the video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And I shall see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.